Hey, we're doing a show. What are we going to talk about on today's show?
I don't know.
We're still trying to figure it out. But one thing I can promise you that we're going to hit on, we're not going to hit on Caleb Martin. We're going to talk about Caleb Martin on the DLLS Mavs podcast. What the heck is up? How the heck are you? It's the DLLS Mavs podcast. My name is Bobby Corella, folks. It's Friday. We did it. The weekend is here, but first, we got an hour of hardcore basketball talk coming your way.
It's not just
live
Friday.
from the DLLS Sports Studio in Victory Park, Dallas, Texas. That's Tim Cato. Tim, how are you?
I'm doing great. When I got in the car with my daughter this morning, she coined it a fantastic Friday. So do you feel like it's
Tim
fantastic
Cato is
today?
not going to be on this show anymore starting
fabulous?
October 1st.
I don't know. That's just what she chose.
Was your mic on? Kat's mic is on. Kat Villalba is our producer today.
Hello.
Kat, how are you?
What's going on? How are you?
I asked you first. Kat?
I'm
All
good.
right.
It's Friday. We're doing this.
Okay. Good. Perfect. So we're going through it here at DLLS Sports, but I promise you the next 58 minutes are going to be incredible. It's not just Tim and me today, though. It's not just Tim and me, Kat. Tim and Kat and me. We're also joined
Kat.
all the way from
See
sunny, roasting Las Vegas by our fearless show host, Kevin Gray. Come save us. He is Kevin Gray Jr. Kevin, how are you?
I can't save you this far away, but if my daughter did ride in the car with me, Tim Cato, she probably would have dubbed this, as Katya said, a fabulous Friday.
Thank you.
Well, I think
We'll
that's
go with-
lovely, but I was talking about my daughter.
Oh, wow.
As
Jeez.
if you had one. I don't know if we could trust you with a child at this point in your life, to be honest with you.
Damn.
You'd be surprised.
Speak on that. Oh, there's
Oh,
GM
shout
Ben in the
outs.
background, too.
Hey,
GM
watch it.
Ben.
Is he behind me? He's behind you.
He's behind me. Lock in, Cato. It's too early for this.
Kevin, why aren't you on the show today? Why are you skipping work?
Well, definitely not skipping work. That's definitely not what we're doing.
Okay.
What we're doing is we are covering Canelo Alvarez taking on Bud Crawford for the Undisputed Super Middleweight Championship here in Las Vegas tomorrow night.
Is that basketball?
No, not quite. There'll be some basketball people in the crowd. Apparently, LeBron was walking around the Bellagio last night.
Wow.
So LeBron's in town for sure. Yeah, so it's the biggest fight of the year, and we are here on Radio Row this week talking to a whole host of athletes, personalities, celebrities, and the like. So it's been an incredible couple of days so far. We've got some really good guests coming today, the likes of which are The Undertaker, Triple H, if you're a wrestling fan, Chad Johnson, potentially from Nightcap, of course, with Shannon Sharp. Had a chance to talk with Jeff Teague yesterday of the Club 520 podcast, talking about Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks a little bit. So it's been pretty cool so far. So we got a busy day ahead of us and a lot to get to for sure today.
What did Jeff Teague say about the Dallas Mavericks, if you don't mind sharing a little bit of the chat you had with
The
them?
full video, I believe, is on our YouTube channel, but give
That
us
is
the
correct.
Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, you can definitely go to DLLS Sports to see the video there. Jeff Teague described the Mavericks as a team that, when healthy, can be the best team in the Western Conference when Kyrie Irving returns, and that he is not putting a ceiling on Cooper Flagg and the potential of his game and his greatness, and someone who he believes, I'm interested to hear you guys' take on this, someone who could this year, boys and girls, average 18 to 20 points a game for the Dallas Mavericks. So I thought that was a little bit of an eye-raising statement from him, given the role that we think Cooper Flagg's going to have for this team this upcoming season. But Jeff Teague fairly confident in Cooper's ability to be a productive player in the points per game department this upcoming season for Dallas. So interested to hear what you guys have to say about that.
Can I go back to the first statement? that Dallas can
Sure.
be the best team in the West according to Jeff Teague when healthy. When if
That's
Kyrie
right.
were to come back. Putting aside, it is funny that everybody loves to talk
It
about
better
the
be
Mavs,
funny.
these hypotheticals.
It better be.
Do you find that funny? That
It
everybody
depends on what
talks
you're about to
about-
say next.
That everybody is like, well, if the Mavs are healthy, they're not healthy. I get what they're saying, but it is funny to me that all these hypotheticals. What I wanted to say is that I think it's very funny he qualified in the Western Conference. I'm pretty sure every power ranking that exists right now has the best 3 teams in the NBA from the West. I'm pretty sure.
agree
I
with
don't
that.
think anybody is looking. Maybe Cleveland is the exception. But if you're saying you can be the best team in the Western Conference, you're saying Dallas can be the best team in the NBA. Point blank. I just think it's really funny that everybody keeps saying in the Western Conference, when it's very clear that Oklahoma City is the best team in the league, and that as far as I can tell, Denver and Houston are pretty much the next 2 favorites, alongside Cleveland somewhere in there. But I'm not trying to make fun of Jeff Teague, who I believe I've interviewed before, a fellow podcaster. I would never. I'm not. So many people are doing this. So many people are saying Dallas could be, if healthy, the best team in the West.
Well, because that's who you're judged against. That's who you compete against all season long.
But why wouldn't you just say the best team in the NBA if that's what your belief is?
Well,
So maybe
the way I
they don't
posed the
believe
question,
it.
well, I mean, I did ask specifically about the West. So to clarify,
Okay,
I did
fair.
specifically ask him about the
Boom!
Western Conference.
Well, my
but
point,
apologize to Jeff Teague.
my point was larger is that I've seen a lot of people say they could be the best team in the conference. They could be the best team in the West. Everybody thinks the West is like twice as good as the East. Just really funny to me.
I think we tend to agree that if all things being equal and healthy for every team across the league when they get there, that the NBA champion is probably coming out of the West this upcoming season. So if you're going to get through the gauntlet that is as difficult of a conference as we've ever seen at this point, you're probably going to be on the other side winning a championship this year, especially with Boston. Obviously, Indiana dealing with injury. Can Orlando find themselves getting into the top half of the East this year? The top 4 is to say in the East. But I think the West champion will be the NBA champion this year. If
The
all
only
things being
reason I'll
equal.
push back on that is because I think it could be so tough to get through the West that you're just kind of
Sure.
like, for example, in 24, I think that had they both had 3 weeks off before that series, I still think the Celtics would have beaten the Mavs. Would it have been that easy? I don't know. And the Mavs kind of made quick work of the Wolves, but like the Celtics, but they just kind of like chilled for 3 whole series, and then they get to the finals and they're able to win. Whereas the Mavs were, I mean, that was a tough 6 games, tough 5 games. And it was all against 50-win teams. Like, I think it's just the road to the finals is so much tougher that by the time you finally get there, kind of worn down. Like, I think OKC is a much better team than the Pacers, and the Pacers almost won the finals last year. And
Yeah.
OKC didn't really even have that. I guess they did get taken to 7 against Denver, but otherwise it was not that tough for them in the playoffs.
Yeah, if Denver finds a way to win that series, I mean, we're having obviously a completely different conversation, if they take out Oklahoma City in the, the West semis. But I mean, in the East, and Tim, you've made this point, it's Cleveland, it's New York, it's Orlando. To me, those are the top 3 teams in the East at this moment, given where these teams are. I don't think any of those teams as constructed can beat a team in Oklahoma City who's, when they're healthy, maybe Denver, maybe Houston. But other than that, I think the class of the NBA resides in the West this year.
So let's move on to the other comment statement made by Jeff Teague that Cooper Flag can be an 18 to 20 points per game scorer. Is that correct?
That's what he said. That's
That's
what
bold.
he said, yeah.
That's bold.
That is bold. That's what I thought when I heard him say it. Yes, agreed.
I feel like I find myself in a weird place where I think Cooper. I've been saying that Cooper is the best collegiate prospect since Anthony Davis, and I stand by that. But I also, he's going to be thrown in as like the like infomercial commercial where they slap the duct tape on the on the
ShamWow.
Yeah, it's like a ShamWow type product. We all know it, but you slap the duct tape on, and it's like
it's Flex Seal. It's not ShamWow.
Flex
Seal.
Seal. Flex Seal. Thank you.
Yeah. I was like,
what is
where did he
ShamWow
get
then?
ShamWow? That's a towel that you
That's
use
a squeegee.
to, like,
Oh,
You know, rest in power, Billy Mays.
Okay, I don't think we need to say rest in power for Billy Mays.
Okay, rest in peace.
Yeah, that's probably good.
I think he was also maybe. No, he had.
It's all right.
just leave it where it is. Just
Move the
let's
conversation forward.
Leave it where it is.
I think Cooper Fly is going to be awesome. 18 to 20 to me. He's a unique
That's a
number
high
one
number.
player. He's a very unique number one player. Number one overall selection, and that the weakest part of his game, and he's pretty much got no other weaknesses. But the weakest part of his game is creating his own shot, and he's going to be asked to create his own shot a lot. This is something that they're going to push him to do. But universally, I mean, he is somebody who took 13 shots a game at Duke. He's somebody who averaged 19 a game at Duke, and I think he's going to take around 10 to 13 shots. The question is, how much can he translate? Can he translate the same efficiency that he had as a college freshman to the NBA? Are there going to be instances where he relies too much on that mid-range pull-up jumper when he is asked to create for himself? And then, if that's what he's doing, is it going to look more like Game 2 of Summer League or Game 1? We saw in Game 1 that was something he struggled with, that he got forced into a lot of pull-up twos that he made. Like, he's a player who can make a lot more than the 5 of 21 outing that he had his first game at Vegas. He did it the next game. It was kind of like the low end and the high end of what he is capable of doing on the ball. But it's going to be up and down at times, and he's going to have to be able to create more for himself, going all the way to the rim. Sometimes maybe a little bit tricky within the Mavs spacing. He's going to have to be a spot-up three-point shooter. I have absolute confidence. Pretty much everybody has absolute confidence that he's going to be a good three-point shooter in time. Is he going to make that adjustment, the step back to the three-point line? He got better throughout the season at Duke. Is he going to also make those improvements? I do expect him to make those improvements. But to average 18 to 20, that either means that you're averaging 15 from the jump in finishing the season at 25 per game, when Anthony Davis, when Kyrie Irving is supposed to be coming back, etc., or it means that you are averaging 20 points from the jump. And even if you hit a rookie wall, even if it wavers a little bit, that you still maintain 18 to 20 pretty much throughout the entire year. I think that's asking a lot of him. I think it's just a little bit much, but I do think that I'll put it this way, if he is an 18 to 20 point scorer from the jump, if he's already that talented, if he's already that good, he's going to get the opportunity to do it to start this year.
I tend to think, honestly, if Cooper Flag is averaging 18 to 20 points per game, something went horribly wrong. I don't necessarily need him to be having that kind of offensive output from the beginning, because if he's having to shoot that much or having to have that type of production and volume from jump, something is amiss, because there should be enough, even with Kyrie out for now, that's supporting around him to where that kind of offensive pressure shouldn't be on him. Now, if he naturally is getting 17 to 19 a game just because he's that damn good, okay, fine. But if he is getting 18 to 20 and having to do so because of an injury or an absence of someone that's there, I think that could be problematic. But, I mean, I think that's the interesting part about Cooper is there's so many universes that we can see potentially with him this year that whichever one he picks and goes down, I think will be fun to chronicle and watch as the season goes on in any aspect of his game, to be honest.
KG, what are you going to be doing the rest of the day? What would you recommend fans do?
Number one,
don't dox yourself unless you want to.
Well, number one, get yourself a Netflix account if you're going to do that, to watch Canelo Crawford on Saturday night. But also, you can follow at DLLS Sports, our main account. We
good
will have
account.
all of our. Yeah, it's a really good account. Nearly getting close to like 9,500 follow or something like that. But follow us there. We'll have all the interviews from the day. Shout out to GM Ben. He's been cranking out all the interviews that we've been able to put together. As you can see, get in the shot.
Ben wants to fight.
Yeah, he wants to fight. He's ready. He's been ready to fight.
Watch out, KG.
He can't fight me. I got to talk to the people, so he can't fight me. So
oh wow,
if he fights me,
he looked like he was wanting to.
If he fights me, he's got to do the interviews.
He's your boss. He's your GM. He can do whatever he wants.
That is not true. All right, Kevin. Good luck out there. Stay safe from GM Ben, and
right.
We'll keep your eye on our YouTube channel and on the social medias to see who he talks to next. Kevin Gray, be
well,
fellas.
Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
All right, see you on Monday. All right. Well, I guess we'll never know. See you on sometime next week.
Thanks, Cat. Oh, we haven't even said Cat's producing.
I said that like 30 seconds on the show.
Oh.
Tim?
Maybe I was trying to...
This is where you say, welcome to the show, Tim.
Oh, yeah. You literally hopped on mic.
Will Tim lock in during the next segment? Find out right after this on the DLLS Mavs podcast. First, folks, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, making good decisions can get you paid. This week, here's the play I'm making on Prize Picks. I got Travis Kelce for more than half a receiving yard. I feel really good about that one. Derrick Henry for more than half a rushing or receiving touchdown. Derrick Henry's a touchdown machine. And then CeeDee Lamb, oh God, CeeDee Lamb, more than 79.5 receiving yards. If on Prize Picks it was more than 149.5 receiving yards, I feel pretty good about that too. But I got him at 79.5. I'm feeling really good about that. With my multiplier, I can have a great time. You pick between 2 and 6 players. The more you pick, the more you can win. And they also invented, excuse me, oh my God, the flex play, which means you can still cash out of it if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Sorry, I was a little distracted. Download the app today and use code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineups. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Brandon Bills has you covered with performance and style. If you're looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart, do you have a brand, Bobby?
I do. DLLS Sports.
Like a personal one? Like an identity?
No. But
you
if
don't
I
have
did,
like a logo?
If I did, I'd want hats.
Yeah, if you would want hats, you would go to Brandon Bills because they have you covered with the best custom headwear. You can start an order, and they've got a dedicated team. I'm going to tell you, not all the teams out there are very dedicated.
That's true.
I root for some teams that are not very dedicated, but you cannot say that about Brandon Bills because they're going to help you start to finish. They're going to help you create the exact custom apparel you need, even if it's a hat that just says BK on it. Head to brandonbills.com and use code BBDLLS for 15% off your first order.
It is the DLLS Mavs podcast. It's Friday. Like I said, we're getting through it. All right. We're getting through this week together. Let's preview Caleb Martin's season.
Okay.
So Caleb Martin he's kind of like AD, kind of like Derek Lively in that we didn't really see him very much in this new iteration of the Mavs until the very end of the year. And it didn't seem like when Caleb Martin came back and whenever he debuted for the team and played, it didn't seem like he was himself. And so I feel like a lot of Mavs fans' first impressions of him outside of obviously maybe watching him in the finals or, earlier in his career, a lot of their first impressions of him were kind of sour, I definitely think that there's another level to his game. But I think I'm the host, you're the analyst. So I'm going to throw it to you. Do you have a big thing about Caleb Martin before we get to mine?
Well, I was going to say that if you talk to people in Philly, if you watched Caleb Martin when he was in Philly, he was never fully himself kind of the entire time that he was a Sixer. And all that said, he was still so he played 31 games with the Sixers to open up the year. Missed a little bit of time and then was out with this, the shoulder injury that kept him out up until just the final 14 games of the Mavs season. Or not quite 14, but the the last stretch of the Mavs season. And at least in Philly, he was playing 30 minutes a night, and shooting almost 3 threes per game. That's a 3.3 per 36 minutes. So like he was willing to take them. Now that was a big dip from where he had been at. The previous season of Miami, the best season of his career, he had been taking almost 5 for 36 minutes. So that was falling in Philly, and people in Philly will tell you that was partially because it seemed like he was already hampered with the shoulder thing. That it was that this is not, even though he missed a lot of time in Dallas with it, he was already playing through it to some degree. And in Dallas, it just felt like cratered. Like this was somebody who clearly did not want to take jumpers, not want to take threes. I mean, I guess outside of like driving, spinning 10-footers, he loved taking those. This has always been one of his pet shots, has been kind of that turnaround fadeaway jumper. But outside of that, he was somebody that, was tough to have on the court because he's a role player. He is an auxiliary player. He is somebody who helps your offense, helps your defense. And I thought he was really good for the most part defensively for Dallas. I thought he definitely showed that. It's not like he's declining as an athlete. There are just questions about his overall health and how it's playing out in his game overall, like specifically as a jump shooter. Shot 25% overall with the Mavericks, 4 of 16 in 14 games. I think even you or I could go 5 of 16.
Okay, don't do that.
Oh, we could not do that.
I would go 12 for 16.
That's a good point.
On uncontested layups with no one else on the floor.
Wait, I have a question.
All right.
How many NBA rebounds do you think that you could get in a game? Like you yourself. Like, do you think like sometimes the ball just like lands in your hand and you're like, oh, I got a rebound?
Is this assuming that I wouldn't throw up after like the first 3 minutes of being on the floor?
Like this is assuming that you're fit enough to actually like play in a game, but like it's you.
Okay, if I played all 48 in a game.
Okay, let's not get crazy. Like
if I played
36.
like 36, I bet if I really tried hard, maybe I could get one on
hardest,
accident.
The hardest.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I think you would at least get one.
Like
right?
a weird bounce off the rim, and I'm like,
yeah.
So the hardest part about it is that NBA players collect rebounds at a stratosphere that we can't even really touch. We can,
but sometimes they just kind of
insane.
stand there.
That is correct. I do think
that would be my strategy. Just kind of like loiter.
Right. I think if you play 36 minutes, you can probably get one. Yeah. Maybe 2 if the bounces are right.
I doubt I'd get 2.
Yeah.
So the prize picks is that 1.5.
I'll put it this way. I think on
you
have a 1% chance of the right bounce coming to you, especially if you're on the court only to try to get a rebound.
Ardell says I'm built like Shaggy. All right, don't disrespect Shaggy that way. I'm nowhere near. I'm trying. I am going to the gym these days, but I got a long way to go.
Okay, sorry. That's what happens when you have me producing. I'll just ask
No,
a
that's
random
good.
question.
That's
a
good.
great question. We need more questions like that for the rest of the show.
Specifically for the 4th segment.
Okay, I'll try to
Specifically
come up
for
with
any
some
segment, and we'll just extend what we have prepared. Extend our material.
I think with Martin, it's you got to be able to shoot the 3. And it wasn't even that, like, it was beyond. Granted, he's coming off an injury, and there's a lot of factors, but it was beyond that teams weren't guarding him. Like they would kick it out to him and it'd be open, and he just simply wouldn't shoot. And like that just can't happen. In an offense that was already really rigid because it was missing playmaking and stuff. And like this year's will hopefully be better with more talent, but you cannot pass up open shots like that. And with him especially, his biggest strength, that the Mavs don't really have a whole lot of other people that can replicate it on the roster, is point of attack defense. And so if he's defending at a high level and shooting at a high level, he's going to get minutes at a high level. But if he's not shooting it, even if you're a really good defender, it's just tough. It's tough to stay on the floor.
That's why I opened up with a 3-point shot, because I think he has a skill set that would play. That plays on this roster. That it is a unique skill set. It is
annoying in your face guy.
Yeah, and it's unique in terms of its uniqueness and its importance, its eliteness even. I think it's really important that to have a great defense, you need players that are in like the 90th percentile of defensive skills. And Caleb Martin does provide that to some degree on that end. But if he can't shoot, then especially on this roster, especially on this team, this is not a team that goes 5 out and then has room for a Josh Hart. Because you've got a shooting. In fact, they have 2 non-shooting bigs.
Yeah, I mean, if Martin's out there, he will be the shooter. Like he'll be the guy that's.
And if he can't shoot, there is not minutes for him. There is simply not minutes. He had the flattest arc last season of any season, the flattest arc on his jump shot recorded in the past 3 years by any player. It was below 40%. 45 is the perfect degrees. I said percent, didn't I? 45 degrees is the ideal angle on a jump shot because, you got the thing and, if you're coming straight through, you got a lot of leeway. Pretty much everybody listening to the show knows this. If you're shooting below 40%, and he was the only player for an entire season recorded to shoot below 40% in the past 3 seasons, if you're shooting below 40%, like you have such a narrow window of being able, you're just narrowing the possibility of that shot going in. It becomes much more difficult. He has always had a flat shot. Caleb Martin has always been someone who has shot kind of more on a direct line drive. He's always had kind of a Chandler Parsons jumper or a Kawhi Leonard jumper, but not. Why would you look at me when I say Chandler Parsons? Cat's a hater back there.
His jumper was a little flat.
It was very flat.
It was very flat.
Okay. Thank you.
It was very, very,
That's it.
very,
It was
very
just
flat.
Very.
It was like almost a laser beam.
And I don't.
I know it was.
It was awesome.
I don't have data. I don't have data on Chandler Parsons. The data goes back 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But I know that in these 3 seasons, no one has had a flatter arc for the entire course of a season than Caleb Martin. It didn't used to be quite to this level. To me, it is very clear that he had a shoulder injury that affected and worsened what was already weird jump shot mechanics and a quirky jumper, but it worsened it. But if you can't get your arm above your shoulder, if your shoulder is hurt to the point that you are losing mobility in your shooting arc, it does make sense. This is kind of what happened to Markelle Fultz. It's not dissimilar. Like, shoulder is the injury that messes up your jumper. And the question is, I thought you looked at me like with a, I can't believe you said that look.
Oh, no, I looked at you because you said, and the question is, and I'm like, ooh, I'm intrigued.
Okay.
What is the question?
The question is does this shoulder injury just affect him? Does it continue affecting him? Is it fixable? Is it is it reversible? It was already affecting him in Philly, and he played through it. And then he took like 2 months off when the Mavericks traded for him. And then he came back, and it was worse.
It still didn't work, yeah.
So now we got a summer ahead of us. It's a great question to ask him at training camp. It's something I'm very curious about. Because, again, he has not been this player up until he got to Dallas. It has not been this bad. He has a skill set that would fit into the team, even though he's now 30. I didn't see the defense part of his game decline or anything like that. The question is, actually, his birthday is 2 weeks from now.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy early birthday.
We should have done his player preview that day.
It's the 28th. So I think it's the day before media
That's not
day.
2 weeks from now.
3 weeks from now.
That's 2 weeks and 2 days from now.
Okay, well, I didn't mean to literally 2 days.
Oh,
I
I
meant
thought
it's about 2 weeks from now.
Gotcha.
For once, he's like, it wasn't literal.
Yeah. Mr. Pedantic over here is like, I didn't mean 2 weeks. It is tough. Now, I would say I would push back on the 45-degree angle being the perfect shot because there's a whole movie called The Perfect Shot. It's about this guy named Dirk. And Dirk shot it at 60 degrees. Shot it very high. Very high jump shot, if you remember that.
He wasn't literally at 60.
No, he was.
It was?
Yeah. Dirk's jumper was high, dude.
It was a high jumper.
It was high. It was high. Now, having a flat jumper doesn't necessarily mean that you have a stinky jumper. But for him, almost all of his misses last year were short, and so they're just, the angle that you're shooting isn't doing you any favors, but also just like the strength and getting your legs under you and getting that arm strength and the flick of the wrist. Like, jumpers are so tough, man. These guys make it look so easy, but there's so many parts of your jumper that can go wrong. And if you have an ailing shoulder that's making just the physical act of hoisting the ball up in the air, like, that could affect every part of your game. It could affect defense. It could affect your willingness to fight through screens. It could affect your ability to get in there and fight for a rebound or die for a loose ball. And so hopefully it's something that doesn't bother him because they could use his skill set for sure.
What's KG say? Look good, play good?
Look good, play good, feel good.
Score good, play good, play defense good. Score good, defend good. I think there is some truism to that.
The last part of that prime quote is, they pay.
Ooh.
Wait, whose quote is it?
I thought it was Deion Sanders.
I believe you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't hear you.
Okay, yeah. It's like you look good, you feel good, you play good, they pay you good.
You mean Coach Prime?
Coach Prime.
I
Coach
once
Prime.
played Deion Sanders Jr., the older one, in youth baseball when I was like 5 or 6.
Did you win? Or did your team win?
I think my team got walloped,
Oh, no.
if I recall.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And that's not even the one who's like going to the NBA or like, sorry, a professional athlete anymore.
Dang.
Yeah. Real bummer.
There's levels to this.
There are levels to this. I mean, as Ardell says, Ardell played pickup ball with old man Mike Finley, and he abused me and everyone else. Oh, no, that's bad. Pros are so much better than Joes.
It's what Jesse Holly says, and he's not the first one to say it, but Jesse was talking about, I think he was talking about like Randy Moss, or I don't know, he was doing some analysis of a player that's really good. And someone said, like, shut up, scrub, you're nowhere near his level. And Jesse was like, I'm closer to him than you are to me. And it's just the truth. It's
I
the
think
truth.
Jesse coined that phrase.
Maybe he did. I don't know.
But it's true.
We got
It
2
is
minutes
true.
to figure it out. Coming up on the other side of this break, we are going to talk about the Clippers drama, the Heave Rule, and who knows what else on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
Yep. You should become a diehard. First off, because it would make Bobby happy.
Mm-hmm.
Second off, because it would make Kat even happier.
That's right.
But thirdly, because you would get immediate access to all of the diehard premium written content
Yep.
on a wonderful website, perhaps the best website. People are saying it's the best website. ALLCITY.com.
Good website. It's a really good website.
Fourthly, if you were to sign up, you would instantly get, maybe not instantly, we got to deliver it, but you can instantly pick out a free shirt of your choosing from our merch store.
In fact, I was just emailing with Diehard Jimmy, who signed up to be a diehard about a year ago, and he still hadn't redeemed his code, and he just went in and
What are
redeemed
you
it the other
doing,
day.
Jimmy?
Well, no, he went in and redeemed it the
Okay.
other day.
Okay,
But
that's
so
good.
you don't even have to do it right away. You can sit around, because like that's the thing. We drop new merch all the time.
That's true.
So we got more than 40 to choose from
Look at
now,
these
but like
6.
by this
They're new.
time next year, we're probably going to have 10 or 15 or 20 more shirts. So maybe you don't want to redeem it right away. You want to sit around, see if we come out with something new, then boom, you can use it right then.
Fifthly, there's a diehard only Discord server, and only good things happen in this Discord server.
It's true.
We talk about Dallas sports. We talk about grilling. We talk about movies. We talk about books. Talk about whatever you want.
Pokemon.
College football.
Pokemon.
Kind of like Pokemon.
Not really.
Sixthly, for any events and merch that we have coming up, if you are a diehard and you want to ticket access for the event, 20% off. Just because you're a member. And seventhly, and I believe finally, the diehard welcome kit, including the physical diehard card, gets you in anywhere you want. alldls.com/diehard. Come join us.
Love it. Need it. Gotta have it. That sweet, sweet physical diehard card. All right, welcome back.
I was worried about eighthly. That one just doesn't flow off the tongue.
Yeah, it's eighth.
Ninthly.
Looking at the word eighth it's a jarring.
And then you add an
experience.
ly to it.
Yeah, it's a jarring.
Yeah,
It's
like
a
eighth
lot of
alts-
letters that don't belong next to each other. That's for sure.
Yeah,
GHTH.
I don't think there should ever be an H. And then another,
EIGHTH.
there should never be an H sandwich.
Like you let someone's cat
Yeah.
walk across your keyboard and they spit out the word eighth.
Or another pet.
Or it could be any kind of pet.
A
You're
parrot.
right. All right. Half hour number 2 of the DLLS Mavs podcast. It's time to talk more drama. So Steve Ballmer, he's been in the news a lot lately. Kawhi Leonard's been in the news a lot lately, and Pablo Torre's been finding out a whole lot lately, and he's been sharing that slow drip of content with us, which is, I love that. I love that this has been a multi-part saga, because it's like after every episode, they got to issue a new statement. After every episode, hey, you got to change your story just a little bit more. And buddy, I promise you, Pablo's probably got another 6 hours of audio just waiting.
What I will say is I can't tell you for sure one way or the other. But I believe Pablo has indicated, and I do tend to believe him, where he's not intentionally holding back info to publish later. There could be an instance where he has so much that he put everything he could in the first one, and then there's some stuff he held back because it wasn't the most important thing. You know,
Well, and then of course,
like,
as you release things,
that's
you
what
find out more things.
That's the point I want to make.
But
is that
that's the thing.
I think he is continuing to find stuff out. It's not some, you know, plan like spy
well, sure, he's
plan.
not hatching a plot.
But I'm not saying that you're saying that. I am saying that a lot of people online are saying that. And I don't think it was some scheming mastermind plot to get the Clippers to incriminate themselves more and more. And then, haha, I got you.
It would be funny.
I think the idea is as you start reporting on this, more people are willing to come talk to you because they see that you can be trusted with this info, that the story is going somewhere, and they see what wrong was done. Okay, now we're willing to come forward. Now we're willing to confirm more information.
I think podcasts that discover things in real time and like actually document it like that those are some of the most interesting ones to listen to.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure. Because you're not just listening to a research paper.
No, you're like along for the ride of like, oh wow, like we're discovering new things.
You could argue that we are
like
a podcast.
Those live reporting podcasts like are the best ones.
We are a podcast that discovers in real time how many ways we can talk about the Dallas Mavericks.
We usually discover in real time what we're about to talk about.
The fourth segment certainly might be.
I
read
got
what's
some
happening
things cooking for the fourth
Okay,
segment.
all right, thank God. Because I was going to say,
I put my little producer hat on and we're
okay, because I'm starting to get nervous.
No,
I'm
you're
starting to
good.
get nervous.
You're good.
But you know, here's the thing. So Mavs fans, I think we talked about this story before Cuban went on with Pablo. I'm not sure, or maybe it was right after. But obviously, you know, Mark goes on and is like, "I'm Team Ballmer. I'm Team Ballmer." You know,
I don't think the story had dropped when we talked to Mark.
No, this was after Mark came on. But we talked about the story before Mark went on with Pablo.
I think I was off.
Okay. Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah, I wasn't here in the studio.
So we briefly mentioned it, but I think it was before Mark went on. But anyway, Mark is you know, very publicly, he's like, I'm Team Ballmer. He thinks that, you know, this company was just run by scam artists and anyone can get scammed. And there are stories of, you know, pretty prominent stories where, you know, that kind of fate befell the Mavs. There was this company, Voyager, that was a sponsor of the Mavs in 2021, 22, or maybe 22, 23. I don't remember what season, but Voyager ran this offer. It was a crypto trading platform, and they ran this offer where anyone that signed up after they announced their partnership with the Mavs, they had a whole press conference at our former office, the Mavs' former corporate office, which became the Cost Plus Drugs headquarters and Mavs Gaming headquarters. You know, they had an offer of anyone that signs up and creates a Voyager account and deposits, I think it's $10 or maybe even just links your bank, you get $100 worth of Bitcoin. Just boom, you can just have it. You can just do whatever you want with it, with the idea that it would become part of an investment. You'd add to your portfolio and everything. Well, basically what happened, and this is all alleged, and this is cutting a lot of corners, but Voyager went through some financial troubles. There was this big surge in crypto investing and crypto value, and then there was this big crash. Now crypto's doing very well now, but in the meantime, a lot of these platforms faced a lot of financial concerns, and there was some very serious like consequences for that they faced. Bankruptcy courts. Like, I still get emails from Voyager about their court filings and stuff, and all I did was put in whatever I needed to do to get $100 in free Bitcoin. There were thousands of people that, you know, potentially lost money that way, and also the Mavs, you know, as well, lost some money that way. But people believed that the Mavs were frauding them, that the Mavs were like in on it. They thought that the Mavs were running a scam, when in reality, like, I think that the Mavs kind of got had. I was accused by someone, a blue check on Twitter. It was like a very big account, like 100,000 followers or something. Like, this guy was accusing me of running an international scheme to like defraud people. Like, I was literally being accused by huge people because I copied and pasted the press release to my Twitter account. So, you know, that kind of thing does happen. And I think that, you know, generally speaking, the companies that are going to strike deals with teams for jersey sponsorships, for the patches, or for other like really highly visible, but potentially not extremely valuable in terms of like revenue generation, are going to be teams that just want are going to be companies that just want an exposure play. Companies like 5 Miles, that I don't, you know, they used to be on the Mavs jersey. I don't even know if 5 Miles exists anymore. Voyager, same thing. A lot of these companies that just spring up that have these huge deals with NBA teams just want the exposure. Now, so I could understand why Cuban would think that that might be the case with aspiration. But the more and more that Pablo finds out and the more and more that he shares with us and that, we learn as this story unfolds, the less and less I believe that that's the case. But again, that's all alleged, and it's just one man's opinion based on listening to a couple pods.
That all makes sense to me. I do. One thing I find funny about the whole situation is that this isn't like basically if Kawhi had done a couple hours of work for this company, a couple hours of promotions, it would still be in violation of like, is this a fair payment of his services? But probably none of this would have come about. Like, there is still a very easy way for teams, if they avoid the paper trail, to help enrich players. And again, like they basically, like, the teams are like, well, we're not actually doing it. It's all wink stuff. Like this stuff, like to the extent that this is very common or this is not very common within the NBA. Like I don't think it's very common to this degree, but this is very common in the corporate world within finances, just kind of broadly speaking. And I think it's bad. But it is. This is far from the first time. In fact, it almost makes sense to me that someone like Ballmer would be more willing to do stuff in this way.
Allegedly. But that's the thing. Like, I don't want a situation where every team is doing stuff like this because it's just shady. Like, I don't want that. But it's competition and there's a lot of money being thrown around, and that's kind of what happens. Super chat Ardell. What was it?
Turn me the F up. I just dropped it for the super
Play it again.
chat.
Turn me the up. What is that from?
What is that from?
It's you.
I know.
It does sound like Bobby.
It must be AI. I don't remember ever saying
Bobby.
that.
Bobby doesn't curse.
With the
he's a good.
It's your version of the Bing Bong.
With the Josh Howard Dirk Nowitzki super chat. Given the loss from TV deals and the unlikely success of streaming-only viewership, are NBA players looking at salary reduction in the near future? So all of those TV deals that Adam Silver is just telling us not to watch, you don't got to watch Prime, dude. You just watch the highlights for free. All of those are long-term deals freshly signed. So these are all, many of them at least are like, go longer than 5 years. They're like 10-year deals or something. They're like these go far into the future. So they won't have to worry about that until 2030, potentially 2035. But yeah, it could lead to reduced salaries, which means the players are going to want to get it how they can, which, like, hey, I respect it. But we got to have some sort of rules, man,
I don't think we're looking at salary reduction. Certainly not in the near future.
I don't think they're just going to keep growing forever, though, either.
I don't think they're going to keep growing forever, but I don't think it would be a reduction. I think it would be like the way that salaries have exploded has been exponential.
Oh, yeah.
Not maybe not literally that term, but like very close. It is, it was 10 years ago that a max salary was like, for a young player, it was like $21 million.
Yeah, HB signed a 4-year, $95 million deal or $96 million deal. It was like $24 million a year. It was a huge deal.
Right.
And pretty, like, we were just talking a couple months ago, like, Cooper Flagg might end up making $100 million a year at some, like, he might, $100 million average.
Right. So even if it plateaus, I don't think it's going to just completely fall off. We're going to talk about Heaves. Should we just hit a early break here? Bring Heaves into the last segment.
Just give me your thoughts. So the NBA is not counting Heaves as a player miss anymore. It's a team miss. What do you think about that?
I think it's good because you can make fun of the coward NBA players who don't take them, and I think that's fine. But ultimately, it's not about. It's about like the way I view a lot of things is they're not taking them. I think they're fun. I think they're good. I like when players shoot long shots and they go in sometimes. But they're not taking them. So let's make a very simple rule that encourage more good, fun things to happen. Not that hard.
I don't know. I feel like an old man, but I disagree. I think we should not reward placing stats above team success. Like, 3-pointers help your team win. You should take them.
Do you like seeing longer? Like, do you like seeing Heaves? Do you like when they go in?
I like when players take them because if they miss, it's really funny. Sometimes they miss by like 50 feet, like they go way out of bounds. I think that's hilarious.
Sometimes they make them and like you get excited.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Unless it happens to your team.
Yeah, well.
Okay, well
Let
me ask you this: what if there was one quick, easy, simple fix to allow more of that joy to come to your life?
I think that would be great, but also, here's slippery slope time. What if we just stop counting all misses? What if we only ever counted makes toward players' stats? Wouldn't that be great? Because then players would just take shots all the time, and points are fun.
I think that
what
is
makes Heaves any different?
Fallacious argument.
What makes Heaves any different? It's a shot. You're trying to score points.
So do you not buy at all the players' argument? And I think this is a trumped up argument to an extent, but it affects our earning line.
No, it doesn't. Find me one example where that happens.
It's like the players that
it can affect your bonuses.
It's the players.
It can 100% affect your bonuses.
Then don't sign deals. There
are NBA players who have 3-point bonuses in their contract.
Then don't sign that deal. Negotiate a better deal.
It just reminds me of the players who like hand the ball off to someone else when they're dribbling the ball, like
with like 2 seconds left in the shot clock. Yeah, you're lobbing a grenade to your teammate.
Yeah,
because you don't want the miss. It's lame.
I do think it's funny when players
or the turnover at the end
still
of the game.
don't realize that a shot clock violation is a team turnover, not a personal turnover. I just want more good things. I don't care. Those players are cowards. I don't disagree. I want more of the good thing that I like. Put the rule in. I've wanted this for 5 years. Great. Let's move on.
Lame, dude. Just take the shot. Don't be a
the players are lame. You don't think the rule is lame. You think the players are lame. That is a different thing.
That's true.
You can think the players are lame.
I think the spirit of the rule
more good stuff.
I think the spirit of the rule is lame, but yes, I think the players are lame for that for sure.
Okay.
I will concede that point. I am right though. All right, coming up next, Kat is gonna hopefully surprise us with a ton of. No, I'm right. I'm more right than you are.
We're gonna do some stuff.
All right, we're doing some stuff.
Yeah.
On the DLLS Mavs podcast. First, I want to talk about the Ball Knower bonus, folks. If you go to the DLLS locker, it's where you go to buy merch, where you go to just to deck out your closet with the latest trendy fashion. There's a little button. You can activate the Ball Knower bonus. It takes you to a screen where you can predict the outcome of games. You can even predict the outcome of stats. Will someone take a heave? Yes. Now, you know ball from watching that segment. Of course, a player is going to take a heave. So click the yes button. And then whenever you spend at least $25 on our site, if your prediction, or really when your prediction comes true, you will instantly be granted a gift card worth the value of what you just spent. So it's basically a 2-for-1 if you know ball. So prove you know ball. Go to the DLLS locker at ALLCITY.com and you will have the chance to get some free stuff. And we love free stuff, Tim, don't we?
I love a free thing. Actually, I like paying like a few cents for something.
It's very noble of you, I guess.
Yeah.
Also want to tell you about...
I love free things, but like getting something that you're like, I got such a steal on this, that feels even better than free.
Yeah, heavily discounted.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah, so like a 2-for-1. A 2-for-1 is like, that's the dream.
Feeling like you robbed somebody out of something valuable is way better than just being handed something for free.
Well, we don't condone stealing. Also want to tell you about our friends at Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. All week this week, we are just informing you on how to become a big. Mentorship reshapes futures, it strengthens communities and drives economic progress, and together we can change the odds and build a better tomorrow. Bigs and littles hang out a few hours a month doing normal everyday activities like seeing a movie or doing homework, playing games, going out to eat, just hanging out. Each big and little match is supported by a dedicated match support specialist who is always there to provide resources and support. Go to the Big Brothers Big Sisters of America website, enter your zip code, and you can find the local agency in your area and then complete the online inquiry form, and a staff member will contact you from there. It's a great cause, and we definitely recommend everyone check it out. All right, it is the last 11 or so minutes of the DLLS Mavs podcast. Kat?
I have some stuff. I have some questions.
Take it away.
Kat.
I got inspired by that random question that I asked in the segment.
All right.
Okay, so who do you think is going to be the first player to record a triple-double for the Mavs this year?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would say...
AD? No.
With assists?
He almost had one with blocks.
I know. Well,
he did have an actual. Didn't he have an actual one?
Oh, he did have a triple. Yeah, he almost
had
the quad because he had like 7 blocks. I think.
Yeah.
I would say 80.
I would bet on I would.
We're not betting. We're just picking.
I would
Correct,
say
yeah.
nobody.
You don't think they're going to have a single triple-double?
Triple-double this whole
A lot
season?
of teams go entire years without one. I think Cooper Flag is probably my best bet for it.
Okay.
I would say
That's a good question.
I think the likeliest outcome
I got
is
more.
nobody, followed by Cooper Flag, followed by AD.
Mm.
Okay. All right.
What's your answer?
Honestly, I thought like maybe, I don't know.
The knife could. Well, never mind. He's not the knife. He's Najee. Najee Marshall. He could also.
I would love to see it like from like someone random like Kyrie. Like all of a sudden, like he came back from injury and now he gets boards. I don't know.
I think that's pretty.
It
pretty
added
possible.
10 inches to his vert.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how many triple doubles does a team average.
Russell Westbrook, not a huge guy, would just get all of them.
Yeah, he's a maniac.
Yeah. So maybe he just comes out with a little like different energy and just
I
grabbing boards.
I might be forgetting how many. You're right. I think most teams in the modern era usually have a triple double or two every year. Now there are players who obviously rack up a lot of them. I got more questions. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Let's
we're
keep
good.
going.
Just you had a good answer the first time around.
Honestly, D'Angelo.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay.
10 rebounds is pretty easy these days.
Normally, in past seasons to start the games, like we had that like pretty much Dwight Powell was going to take the first shot with that Luka play like coming out. So like now that we've kind of moved on and have different players, who do you think the first go-to shot will go to?
The PJ Washington era has come to an end. I think
I used to make or I usually do season predictions before every year, and it's like 29 predictions, 27 predictions, and one of them is who the first player taking the shot's going to be. So I love this question. I'm gonna go AD.
AD?
Yeah.
Just a new big.
They're going to try to work more offense than an AD
mismatch
mid-range.
for Clay post up. That's what I think their thing will be.
Okay.
Interesting, but that's a double prediction.
I think that's their play. They're just going to run the PJ play.
Yeah, I guess I'm asking like what the new like go to first out of the.
Yeah, they would cross screen for PJ into a post up and just dump it down to him and he would miss it. That they're gonna run that for Clay.
So can I say something about first plays real quick?
Yeah.
No.
So first plays, especially under Carlisle and under Jason Kidd, this was something that the coach assigned to the scout of the game of the team that night would usually also choose the first play. It was something that a lot of coaches are very egalitarian about, and they were allowing an assistant to call up like, this is your first play. What do you think it should be? Usually for the first game of the season, for the season opener, it is the head coach. And for that reason, it does indicate in the tiniest, least consequential way some importance for what the season is going to be all about. So if they're emphasizing Cooper, if they're emphasizing AD, if they're emphasizing Clay, I do think it will be whoever is the biggest emphasis of their offense going into training camp and throughout training camp.
Nice. Next question. Who do you think the first player to foul out will be?
Oh,
Daniel Gafford.
That was my thought.
Yeah, I'll go Gaff.
Gaff? We're going Gaff, the landlord?
Yeah.
We're going to say, get out of here.
Yeah. Foul out, buddy. Get out of here.
All right. Moving on to more like NBA now. So who is the team that you secretly want to watch the most if you had like League Pass? And it doesn't have to, obviously it's not a secret, but you know.
A guilty pleasure?
Yeah, who's your guilty? Mine's the Orlando Magic.
I am really excited to watch the 5 teams we cover this year.
Oh, yeah.
As a network.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Additionally, San Antonio, always. Well, not always.
Okay.
Specifically as of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been very interested in watching San Antonio. And if I can add one more team to that, the Portland Trailblazers.
Dude, I was thinking Portland, but I don't know. The easy answer to this would be Indiana if Tyrese was healthy.
I was thinking the Cavs, too. The Cavs are a fun watch.
I enjoy watching the Cavs.
Yeah, they are.
Fun to
I'm
watch.
trying to think of what team I have.
Trying to think of a team that's like might not be very good.
I'm trying to think
like,
of a
it's kinda
team that
cool
I
to
have
watch.
no excitement to watch. And I think that is genuinely a really hard question for me.
No excitement? I mean, I'm not
thrilled
I'm
with
not
what
thrilled to watch the Raptors.
Kings.
I would say the Kings are probably number one on my list of
now,
Dude.
buddy.
like
It's F tier.
All right. Who is going to be the first player in the league to drop a 50-point game?
Luka?
Oh, yeah, probably, right?
Yeah.
He's going to make it a point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, legitimately, I think it's Luka.
Okay, who's going to be the first coach to get ejected?
Ooh. It's not going to be Jason Kidd. Is he at 1? He did get 1 ejection,
He got
right?
one
He got
one
one.
time, yeah. That's tough.
Like, Rick does it whenever he, like, wants to rile the team up.
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
he keeps those.
they're, like,
he
late
keeps those in his
season.
back
Rick also
pocket,
did it when
yeah.
he was like just really tired of watching the team on the court. Which
Yeah, like we're down 30. Just get me out. Just get me out of
Yeah.
here. He's fouling
I'm
out
going to
too.
go pick a fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have a Dr. Pepper in my office.
I think, oh man.
I'm gonna go
that's-
JJ.
I was gonna say JJ too, but I just
Okay.
has he been ejected?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Okay.
He has.
Yeah, maybe JJ.
Okay. Which rookie do you think is going to get to 20 points first? I mean, I feel like selfishly,
Wouldn't
I wanna
surprise me if it was
Cooper.
Dylan Harper, but
Okay.
I think Coop is the favorite.
Okay.
Who plays opening night?
Well,
again?
VJ could.
Who
The
plays opening night?
Mavs.
The
Don't the Mavs-
first two are Lakers Warriors, so no, and
not the Mavs.
Thunder play.
Well, I mean, the Mavs and the
right?
Spurs play each other, so it could be one of them.
I was just making sure that none of those teams had a rookie that was like, because it could happen the first night.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
Got a
Cooper.
few more.
All right.
That one's a
okay,
bit random.
Speaking of Heaves, who do you think is going to get like the first game-winning buzzer beater? Because sometimes those are Heaves.
Mm.
Those are the extra cool Heaves. When you win the game off one.
Kind of like just a
Trae
fun
Young.
guess
Okay.
in the stab in the dark, but I like Trae Young. I'll say Jalen Williams.
Which one?
Yeah, which one? Santa Cl-
It'd be really
Cooper.
funny if I meant the big.
Yeah.
No, the
Okay.
other one,
all right. So then
the All NBA one.
the last two kind of go hand in hand. Who do you think will be the last undefeated team to start the season?
Ooh.
Great
I
question.
think the Mavs actually have a claim to this one because they're
if they go
season-
5-0,
yeah, their season starts relatively soft, and OKC is one of the teams they play. So in order to beat them, that would mean OKC is also guaranteed a loss.
I mean that's still asking a lot, though.
That is.
Yeah.
I don't know who
Cleveland.
Cleveland plays, but Cleveland, I mean, odds are they're going to play a bunch of
Okay.
East teams. So I'd say Cleveland.
They went on a pretty good run last year.
Yeah, they
right?
were like 12-0 or something.
They
like
start the season at the Knicks in
that.
Brooklyn
Win. Yeah,
versus
Cleveland.
Milwaukee.
Oh my
at
God,
Detroit,
they don't play a West
at
team
Boston,
until they play one West team before Thanksgiving.
Toronto,
what is this?
Atlanta,
Wow.
Philly. I mean,
Fraudulent.
Yeah.
that first game against New York could go either way.
Okay.
But then they're going to beat Brooklyn. They're going to beat
Cavs in 20.
And then,
I'd
so
like the
then
Cavs, yeah.
conversely, which team do you think will be the last one to get their first win?
Jazz. The Jazz man.
Jazz?
The Jasmine.
Kings?
Kings might not win a game all year, actually.
Washington.
Crazy.
The Wiz?
Washington is
The
in-
Wiz?
yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't-
there you go. I filled the
what if
segment
it's
wrong.
something
good.
weird like?
Thank you.
Let's go, Cat.
What if it's something weird
Let's
like
go.
Miami? What if
could be.
Miami just like goes 0 of 7 to start the year or something?
It could be.
I
You
don't think
never
it
know.
would, but you never know.
Could this be the start of like the really crappy era of sports in Miami? Because the Dolphins are not
The Dolphins are
doing very good.
looking grim.
Yeah.
Grim.
So,
Yeah.
What are other teams in Miami?
thanks for having
Well, the
me,
Florida
guys.
Panthers, are they in Miami? No, they're not, right?
Florida
Orlando?
No,
Panthers.
They're like in Sunrise.
No, they're in
That's-
Miami.
that
In the
sounds
metro
Miami.
area.
Are they?
In
Did
the
they,
metro.
they just won
they
the cup, right?
play. How did you know Sunrise? That's impressive. I've never
I
even heard of that town
Just
in my
don't
life.
ask.
Bobby
Don't ask.
knows weird.
I don't.
Fun
that's the thing.
facts.
I don't know anything, but I also know everything.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing.
But yes, Florida Panthers are Miami, so that doesn't really work. Teams in Miami. I mean, Inter
We did
Miami
it.
is very disliked by MLS, but still a pretty good team.
nice.
Inter Miami. I
No,
love
yeah, I
Inter.
just said nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Inter. I enjoy watching
love
the best
Inter
soccer
Miami.
player. I like watching goats.
Oh well. All right, so that's gonna do it for us this week. We made it through this show. That is a miracle. Shout out to Kat.
You're welcome.
Without
Thanks for
Kati,
having
we would be
Thank
nothing.
you, Kat.
Next week on Monday, Kevin Gray will be back. Mark Stein will be back. Tanner?
Probably.
Someone will be producing the show.
You know, if he isn't here, I hope he's having a grand time.
Yeah, same.
Yes, Tanner will be back.
Tanner will be. Oh my God, the whole crew is going to be here next week. Cannot wait for that. Until then, though, be good. Be good to people around you. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Do something nice for someone that matters to you. And any last words, Tim?
Be well.
Any final words, Kat?
This was fun, and be good to people.
Stay golden.
Heck yeah. All right, that's it for us. It's the DLLS Mavs podcast. You're awesome. We'll see you next week.
We all silly like the mayor.